My name is Ryan Olson. I'm a professional dog musher. This is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
It's been a long road, but I have to say that at this point in my life, what I do is run dogs. Everything else pretty much revolves around that.
My name is Kristen Pace, and I am running the Yukon Quest 1,000-mile sled dog race.
So I'm Nina Hansen. I'm the head veterinarian for the 2015 Yukon Quest. The rookies are required to do the vet checks here today. We examine every dog, we weigh them, we take their temperature, we get a heart rate, we listen to their lungs, we get an idea of their body condition, so how much weight they're carrying, how much muscle they have. So every dog gets a thorough exam. Generally, the dogs are in great shape and we don't find any issues.
This is the most stressful part of the whole thing. We haven't slept in days and we've had bags all over our floor, and it's been like, oh God, what if we forget something? What if we do this or that? But now, once it's there, we can sleep and maybe get on the sled now that we have a fresh 2 feet of snow at our house.
Loaded up the truck this morning and my wife looked at me and goes, wow, it's kind of light this year. And I was like, yeah, it is kind of light this year. And she goes, you know, you didn't pack any clothes for you. I said, I got socks and gloves, I'm good. And all the meat and all the kibble and it's all the best stuff, you know, and the stuff we don't even feed during, you know, training, but you need it in the race. They need those extra calories, so you're feeding them this extra superfood, you know. Yeah, I got everything I need there. I mean, I know I can do it with what's there.
That's why we do it, is to run the dogs, not just to prepare to run the dogs, which is all we've been doing for the last week. It's a relief to know that it's just going off into the world, and what's done is done.
I'm very excited. Yeah, I got the best dog team I've ever had, for sure.
For this quest, we want to do well, but we're not looking to win it because we want this first one to be a good experience. We want them to finish feeling like they could conquer the world. I want them to always know that I'm not going to ask them to do something that they can't do.
I'm more scared of like living a really boring life and just dying and not having lived than I am of the Yukon River.
Come watch the start of a race. You see the bond between musher and dog. You see how those dogs want to go. When I say ready, and they all hit those harnesses and their ears come up, and then when I say let's go and pull that hook, and we shoot out of there, you can't doubt for a second when you see that those dogs want to be doing what they're doing. And they say let's go. And you don't build a bond with a car. You don't build a bond with a snow machine. You might learn some things about it and how to take care of it, but you don't have a bond. You don't look it in the eye and say, we need to go do this. When you go run your dog team, you do it together. You don't just go turn a key and say, let's go. You go out and you work off the bond and the relationship that you built from years, and you work off that.
we have the capability to do anything. So why not do it? You know, like most people could only dream of this life and we have it right here. So you gotta see what you're made of.
The dogs get the ultimate runner's high. They love to explore new things. They get to see corners of the earth that people will never get to see. They get to smell new smells, go new places. I mean, these dogs travel more than most people do in their entire lives. They love every second of it.
Yeah, we're mushers. I don't think there's any doubt we're all a little crazy. It's what we do is go out and get sleep deprived and travel to crazy distances through rugged terrain and extreme temperatures. I've got frost nip in 3 or 4 different places, not because I was shivering, couldn't get warm, because I was too hot, working my butt up hills, taking off my coat, freezing my Adam's apple and freezing my fingertips, and that's what we do for fun. Yeah, it's hard not to say, yeah, maybe you're right, we are a little crazy. But, everybody can't be the same. We all got to do our own things. And, these guys are built for the cold. So I just got to find ways to deal with it because it's what works for them. And that's just another example of doing what's best for the dogs and going to the places that are best for the dogs. This is their world.
The dogs are so perceptive, way more perceptive than we are. You're lucky because you get to enter this whole different world of scent and getting excited about different animals and things that you would never notice. And then with the dogs, it's like you get this whole other sense of place and this whole other sense of topography.
I would never, ever ask them to do what we do if I didn't truly believe that they love what they do. There's times it's hard. What we do is hard. Distance racing is not easy. That's part of what makes it so rewarding, is that it's not easy. If everything's easy in life, what's the point? Easy is not what I'm looking for. It's work and it's effort, but it's satisfaction and teamwork and sense of accomplishment that I know they feel as much as I do.
That is one of the aspects that's kind of interesting for my team this year, is that none of them have gone 1,000 miles. For us, the goal is more going to be, let's go checkpoint to checkpoint. We're going to stop at every checkpoint. It's going to be really fun. We might run through some early on once they're excited and everything and have lots of energy. For us, the goal is keep moving down the trail.
In my mind, it's a beautiful run that she's having right now. All along the way up to Philly, she was getting her rhythm and starting to find her focus, and I think having us and then her parents also came up from Texas actually was both good and bad in that we were there as the shoulder or as someone that she could bounce things off of, and she's someone who does very well by herself when she just has no other option but to kind of lock in and find her rhythm.
It's going really well. Dogs are getting into the routine, and it's been a unique race in that I've never done one that I have to camp as much as I have been, or had to pack for 200 miles without a checkpoint. So it was really fun actually leaving Pelly, and it's like you were self-supported for 200 miles. You have all your straw, you have all your dog food. First it was kind of daunting, and it was like, I hope I brought everything. It brings the mushers together because you obviously can't pack everything you're gonna need for 200 miles. If you needed something and you didn't have it, then you'd ask the other mushers, and chances are one of them have something and that you have something they need, and so it's kind of neat.
Okay. Up the road, you take the right down the campground. Just you start seeing the numbers.
Okay.
And then done.
Sounds good.
Be right back.
Ready? All right. We've just been 500 miles. It doesn't really feel like it, but then when you think back, it's amazing the dogs have done what they have and with a smile on their face. So I get here and it's like, well, it's halfway over. I don't know if I'm happy about that or sad about that.
traveling by herself and kind of forging forward and finding her rhythm is going to be, I think she's going to come into Dawson feeling confident and smiling. So if I'm wrong, then shit. But I don't think I'm going to be wrong. I think that's how she's coming in. We've got some gargantuan tarps. We have a number of drop lines for the dogs. We have 8 bales of straw. We grabbed all of Kristen's drop bags, so everything that she anticipated that we would feed the dogs. We have vet care, heating oil and pink ointment and all that sort of stuff. Wrist wraps, shoulder coats. We have cot. We have a wood stove for the Arctic oven. We've got a cooker, so we can cook up the water for dogs and for humans. Stove for ourselves so that we can warm things up to eat and drink. Thermarest, snowshoe, Duraflame, some snacks, shovel, rake, axe, just kind of everything you can think of that you might need.
I know it's time to get up, it's time to go run dogs, so I'm up and it's time to run dogs. I think that's one of the hardest things of being a musher is the self-motivation. It's you're your own boss every day, and you decide what the next training run is, and you decide how much meat you got to go cut this afternoon, even though it's cold and you just did a run all morning. And well, that race meat's not going to cut itself. It's saying this stuff's got to get done. Here it is. Let's go do it. In a 1,000-mile race, being sensible ain't such a bad thing. Starting slow and taking it easy and finishing strong with happy faces and waggy tails, I'm pretty happy with that. My dog team comes to the finish lines of these races in good shape, or it doesn't come to the finish line.
They have that mentality of, I'm ready, let's go, we can do it. The biggest downfall is if the musher gets down. So if I start kind of grumbling, oh, it's cold, oh, I'm tired, and then they pick up on it, and they're like, yeah, it is cold, it is tired. I want to curl up and sleep some more too, but if I'm out there and I'm like, we can do this, this is great, then they're all, yeah, we can, this is so fun. That's the other neat thing about dog mushing is that it is a team sport. You feed off of each other. So, all you need is one dog that's excited to go, and then all the rest are like, well, Pam's excited, so yeah, I'm excited too. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be really fun. So I'm looking forward to see how they handle 1,000 miles, but I'm also totally confident that they're gonna just eat up the miles. They're looking phenomenal. They're strong. They've been keeping their speed. It's a little bit more fun to go down the trail at 9 and 10 miles an hour as opposed to 7 and 8 miles an hour. I think the neat thing for me is that we're running back to Fairbanks, which is home. So hopefully we'll go past home because I do live about 50 miles from the finish line. And that's a neat feeling to know that you hopped off the truck way back in Whitehorse, and then little by little we're, making it all the way home. I don't know how many miles it was, but I could have sworn we were going in circles because you'd go along and you would see on the right side of you would be a cliff, and on the left side would be the creek. And then you'd weave through, and then you'd go up, and then you'd come and you'd go through that same section of trail again. And I swear we did that for like 5 hours.
The dogs have so much fun. Whenever I'm tired or down, Kebab is one of my awesome leaders. Whenever we're on a new trail and she's in lead, I'll be like, oh man, I just want to sleep, or I need to eat more food, I need to keep myself going. Kebab's like, there's a squirrel pounding down the trail, like 70 miles into a run. She's still like, guys, there's something, like there's a trail, there's an animal, there's squirrels in the trees, there's birds, there's a lynx in a trap off the trail. Like, she's so energetic, and then it just feeds into the whole team, and then you just watch them all being this one pack, and then you're like this lucky person that's just attached and along for the ride.
I'm excited because it's been a long race, and looking forward to sleeping through the night. But then I'll be really sad to finish because I'm getting some of the best treatment I've ever had. Like, I show up at a checkpoint and everyone makes me food, and then I see beautiful scenery, and yeah, you're living the high life. So it'll be sad that it's over, and then I have to go back to work. And that's a big, change of pace.
You get up the first pitch and then you're kind of going across to the second one. And as we were going across, it had become like super wind drifted. And so the sled was kind of like sliding off the trail and I totally barrel rolled right there. So then I'm like, okay, yeah, we got this. We just cruise at that first part, no problem. And Solo had been in lead for like 800 miles. He was not super enthusiastic about the first pitch, but by the second one, he would kind of like go a few feet and then just kind of turn and look at me. The next time he did it, he like turned and then like kind of started walking out to the side. I was like, no, like, okay, no, like this can't happen, because I've heard the stories about teams getting turned around, like this can't happen. I remember like putting my hook in and then walking up to him and being like, all right, you'll follow me anywhere, right? So I start like walking up and he goes a few feet and then he turns and looks at me again and I was like, oh.
Good boy. There you go. Straight ahead.
And at this point, Littlehead, you could see her like in swing. She was just like holding the team, like she was just holding it taut, like we can't go anywhere. So I was like, you can do it, Littlehead, right? Like you want to do it. So then I put Littlehead in lead just by herself and I put Solo back in swing. And she just starts going, like straight, like the steepest part of that second pitch. She starts going and I'm standing there, it's like 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, like my whole team's just going right past me and then there's my sled and I'm like, okay, yeah, we're doing it! Yelling encouragement and like going up and we were just like a freight train going up this mountain and I was like, it was all Littlehead. Then as I'm like cheering everybody on, I'm like, good girl, Littlehead! Good girl, Littlehead! I'm like crying. And I'm like, you're so amazing! And so then we get up to the top of the summit and I'm like, oh, like, I'm like panting just to hear me like, like sobbing.
Girl, yeah, that's it. Right there. Let's go, Littlehead. Good girl. Good girl, right there. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl, Littlehead. Good job. Good job, sweetie. Good job. Good job. Good girl. Good girl. Good job, sweetie. Good job, sweetie. That's it right there. Good girl. Good girl, Lilith. Good girl, Lilith. Oh man, good girl. Oh my god. Good girl. Oh. Oh. Take a break. Take a break.
I put the hook in, I run up to the front of the team and I like just collapse on her and like give her this huge hug and she's just like, yeah, whatever,
Good girl. Good girl, sweetie. Good girl. Oh, you're such a good girl. Oh, buddy.
And then Littlehead like just goes and stands back and swing. And I was like, oh, like, well, don't you want to like keep going and lead? You're just so awesome. And she's like, no, I'm done. I just like put her back in swing and put Solo back in lead and we kept on going.
Here we are leaving mile 101 after a nice rest in the sunshine all day, so it's kind of late evening, about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Another beautiful day. Eagle Summit was an absolute blast. The dogs were supercharged going up and over. I think they were pretty excited about having a hill as opposed to just flat rivers and such. Good dogs. They're wondering who I'm talking to. Until next time, Eagle Summit. My dog team was in a funk at the start, so I already dropped like 2 or 3 dogs for random reasons, and I'm trying to keep them together, and they're not very happy, and I only have like 1 main leader left. And then there's Alan, he's got 14 dogs. And it's like, that is so cool, like, okay, it's possible. He's running this super fast pace, and he's got 14 dogs, and they're probably all happy, and so it's more of like, here, you can do this. Like, this is totally possible. Just figure out how to do it.
What keeps me in it is at the end every day I love doing what I do. I mean, scoop and poop a few hours a day, every day, in whatever weather. Every single day of the year may not be the most glamorous thing in the world, and having a pile of wet dog gear laying all around your house all winter long that you're drying, and just back from a race and my whole house is exploded with drying gear, and you know, it's not it's not as glamorous as some of the pictures make it look, but you know, when it's what you love, it doesn't really matter how it looks.